We are finishing our personal narrative. We have our last rewrite, final rewrite voice. Some of you already have a great voice in your stories. Some people naturally have a great tone and personality when they write. I am not a natural at voice. That's something I really have to work at and think about. For example, when I looked at my story, I noticed that the first line, it's really stale. I had been dating my boyfriend for about a year. He was also going to school in LA, so we decided to drive down together. Already, I am not getting a sense of who this character is at all. It sounds very remote, very distant, very formal. And that's an easy thing to happen because that's most of the writing that we do. We use our formal voice. We want that kind of distance. And so that can be a challenge in a personal narrative where we then want to change our voice. So I kind of reread the example from Lakeo, and that really helped me. So let's reread that. Lakeo's voice is utterly authentic, and that's what we're looking for here, an authentic voice. The way he dips into slang now and then, it keeps it fresh. Makes you feel as if you're just hanging out in the cafeteria together. He is genuinely funny. His hand gestures, I especially like the hand chopping. Of course, we can't really do that because we're writing. Enhance the story. And he is a master of controlling the pitch and volume of his voice. We kind of have to infer that in our writing. What is your authentic voice? Is your tone too formal in your story? Mine is. Does it sound like you? Mine doesn't. Rewrite your story so far and find places where you can introduce your authentic self. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take rewrite 6, put it in rewrite 7. We'll take all the rewrite 6 highlights out so we can have a fresh look. And I read my entire story from start to finish to try to see, well, where could I find some places to have my authentic voice? And I really felt like right at the beginning, I really wanted the readers to get a feel for me. So I'm not sure I have achieved that, but let's see. So I said I'd been dating my boyfriend for about a year. That didn't change. He was a sports star, captain of the football team, captain of the soccer team, and surprisingly for a guy in dance club, which is where we met. On the other hand, I was a nerd, straight A student, lifetime member of the California Scholarship Federation, rule follower, and general goody-goody. I graduated high school in 3 years and was accepted directly into UCLA after taking the SAT without applying. Jonathan graduated from high school barely. They say opposites attract, and this was one of those cases. So I feel like I'm getting closer here. I feel like I've painted more of a picture. My writing style is a little more conversational. I've got some words like goody-goody to describe myself. So I think I'm getting closer. If I could probably work on this a little more. I also like where I said he graduated from high school barely. There's some criticism there. And then you can see as I worked through my story, I found some other places. He began to drive it like it was the Indy 500. Another place later on, I said, but I was not feeling cool as we rounded that corner. And finally, I realized at the end, I needed to I don't think I did a good enough job at the end of really talking about my shift. And so I even added another line. I have never put my life in the hands of someone so reckless again. And I feel like that added some voice too. I added some strength, some personal strength. So I may not have succeeded completely here, but I feel like I'm on the right track. I have a better, more conversational style and a little more feeling of really who I am. And then the last thing, what is your theme for your story? Most of us are going to say taking a risk that changed my life. Something like that. Taking a risk that made me discover that I didn't like taking risks. That's probably better for me. Taking a risk that made me discover I don't like taking risks. Yeah. Okay, so that is it. And once you're finished with this, we're going to then copy and paste this into the assignment. So we will go to Schoology and we'll go down to personal narrative. And when you scroll, you'll see the personal narrative writing assignment first draft. We're going to keep working on this. Hopefully you get some improvements, and you're going to find your document there. You're going to copy and paste your document. Make sure you double space it so your teacher can read it easily. And that is it. We have completed our personal narrative assignment first draft. Congratulations.